I am doing a 1-to-1-to-1 gritty mix. My version of Al's gritty mix. I would really, really love to meet Al, and I would really, really love to see what his gritty mix looks like. But this is only the second batch I've made, and I've just read a lot of comments that there are a lot of 5-to-1-to-1 ratios of mix out there for videos, but there's no 1-to-1-to-1. So I want to show you what I use and what I wouldn't do again, and what I like. All right, so far I like this. This is a screen. I took it out of one of my window screens, and I like it, and I would do it again. I put it at the bottom of my pots, and I also cut one to fit my sifter. It's right here. It just fits in there like that, and that is a great little screen. So there it is. I don't know if I showed a picture, but there it is. Other things that I suggest that you have are water for yourself to drink, a 2-cup container, a 1 tablespoon container, gloves, and your mixes. So you've got your screening Reptibark. I got mine at the pet store, and I got the large size. Don't get the large size. Get the smaller sizes because they have the smaller pieces. I'm having a heck of a time with the big pieces. I'm going to have to send them through a blender or something to make them smaller when I get all done with this, because these pieces are just too big. I am finding some small pieces, but lots of sifting. This is Turface All Sport. I like this product. You need to use the small screen like this to sift out all the sand and put that in your garbage can. And so that's your Turface. Then don't forget your gypsum, or in some cases maybe people are doing lime. I have acid-loving plants, or plants that, you know, you have to read about it anyway. Some are acid, some are alkaline, and it's what they take up in the soil, and it's all about the soil, it's not about the plant. And here's the Manabro Insoluble Crushed Granite. I personally am not having a fun time with this. I find it to be too big, and next time I'm going to try granite. Don't forget your gloves. Here's a little picture of my mix when I'm done. This is what it's looking like for me. I don't have a dime to show you, but some of these pieces may be too large. As I said, the granite grit is kind of big, but it's working. It's doing the job. This is the container that I store everything in, right here. And you want to have something to store in, and you also want to have various containers to throw things into. Like this is what I'll use to, if I'm making a big bunch of it, it's all taped up at the bottom. If I'm making a huge batch, then I'll use that. This is where I'm putting my leftover pieces of bark. This is where I'm putting my leftover pieces of granite grit so that I can dress my plants with them. This is the set that I purchased, minus that. This is the set that I purchased through Amazon. It comes with this nice handy dandy little holder which fits perfectly over that 1-gallon container that I purchased at the feed store. They fit perfectly together. It was amazing. And then the practical, these are the sifters. The practical comes in the 3, 6, 9, and 12 millimeter. And so here is the 3/8 inch. Here's the 1/2 inch. Here's my own piece of insect screen. Here's the 1/8 inch. And here's the 1/4 inch. And you see all these little pieces. I'm going to sweep them up, and then I'm actually going to throw them in some really, really hot water and sterilize them, because some of these pieces are the sizes that I need. So over here, here is a little piece of my screen, okay? So I take my little screen and I put it at the bottom, and that's what I'm using to screen out my gritty mix in my pot, and for me it's working very well. So this is my 1 gallon of mix with my 1 tablespoon of gypsum in it, and then I'm going to pour it in here, and I'm going to mix it up real good. And then after I've mixed it up really, really well, I'll take my pot, take my gritty mix, put it in there about a third of the way up, and then take it over and wet it really, really well. You want this to be a wet mixture when you put your plant in it. And you might even consider soaking it for a half hour. Now, the easiest thing that I found to do, seriously, is to fill up the pot with the amount that you want, and then take a pot that doesn't have a hole in it and fill it with water, and then put your pot in it and let it sit like that for about a half hour. And then when you lift your pot out, you'll be draining it, and all the sludge that you might have left in spite of all of the sifting will drain out of the pot. And then I would rinse it again. I'd rinse it again in your garage sink or someplace or outside. So once you've put once you have this much in and you've soaked your soil and so forth, then you put your plant in, and then gently take this and put it around the plant roots so that you're literally bathing the roots with this mixture. And this mixture is going to hold water, okay? That's what this Reptibark is for one thing. And the granite does hold some water as well as the Turface. I mean, obviously that's what they use it for in sports, but I think that's a pretty cool little idea. And I'll show you some of my plants over here that have been repotted. Found this little guy. He's a freebie. And he had little roots on him. So I thought, well, I'm going to stick him in some regular soil and see if I can get him to go. I have not tried putting anything in this gritty mix for propagating. But here's a little tiny mini jade, and here is my little hobbit. And yes, the Reptibark does come to the surface, so I like to dress it with some rocks to kind of hold it in there. And don't forget your Dyna-Gro 9, I think it's a 936 or 963, I think it's 936 mixture. And if you really are serious about getting into this gritty mixture and fertilization and so forth, you really need to look at Dave's Garden and, you know, House, and see what Al Talbot says about fertilization and so forth, and taking care of your plants. All right, good luck, bye.